I am so excited to be here again today on another lovely Wednesday night. Sounds like this is like the perfect time for everyone to kind of get together and say hello. I am so excited to be able to have Michelle Lewis join me today.
Hello, darling.
We were just actually talking before we got on here about dogs and all that fun stuff, and she's just so spectacular, so personable. I love her. Go ahead.
You're only saying that because I have a pug. That's the only reason.
Okay, pretty much. The pug, really. Yeah, definitely. For sure. I mean, if you're talking about that cuteness level, I mean, German Shepherd puppies are pretty cute, but then when you get to the pug, you're just like,
Yeah, his name is Oliver, and he is just full of personality. Crazy dog.
Oh my gosh, I can only imagine that he keeps you busy.
Yes, totally.
Perfect. So can you tell us about yourself? Tell us about your business. What do you do? What are you passionate about? Let's hear all about you.
Okay, well, hey everyone. I'm so excited to be here today. Being included as a speaker is just freaking fantastic. There's no better feeling. And so I'm thrilled to be here with you to chat with you about what we're going to be talking about in the future. But my name is Michelle Lewis. I'm a visibility expert. I'm the founder of Visibility Vixen. I help launching online entrepreneurs figure out how to get visible in their business, specifically systems to make their lives easier, branding so that they can always be that lighthouse in terms of what they represent to the world, and video and live streaming so they can feel more confident getting their message out there in a visual way. We all know that 2017 has been the year of visibility. We see it everywhere. And so I know that it's a huge struggle with a lot of people. We all have a lot of pain points around visibility where we have big fears or have had bad experiences or traumas. So I specialize in helping you learn the tech, but also resolve those issues so that you can move forward and be seen more online. My background is in film and TV. I started as a stand-in on television shows like Pretty Little Liars, Chuck, and Melrose Place. And I spent a ton of time, like 10 years doing that. And as much as like every day is a different day and it's fun. They're 14-hour days. You're usually standing in for a female, so you're in high heels. And it just wasn't really a good utilization of my time with my creative abilities. And so it was like only making that certain amount per hour, it was very frustrating for me. So I started looking into other ways that I could leverage my abilities and found entrepreneurship. So I started a little over a year ago and haven't looked back ever since. So I have a YouTube channel, my website, and a podcast, and my Facebook group, The Visible Entrepreneur. And I absolutely love all of it, as I'm sure you do too, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. That is awesome. I'm so excited to hear about that. Now, so as you were like transitioning into that, like what was that kind of breaking point where you're like, I have to find something different? Because it sounds like that would be a lot of fun. I mean,
it sounds fun. Absolutely. Yes. Like if you go and visit a film set, you're like, ooh, it's like so exciting. But when that is literally your home, you're there 14 hours a day. So you literally just come home to sleep. And usually you're doing an overnight on Friday into Saturday. So you have just enough time to buy your food, get your laundry done, like pet your dog, and that's it. So for me, especially, I met my husband on a film set and we got married and we were both working on shows, and it wasn't the life that we wanted. We wanted someone that could be at home, especially when we start having kids. And it got to the point for me, even when I was working on a Disney show, which was only 3 days a week, I was coming home and crying every day because it just wasn't where I wanted to be. It wasn't, me making the income I wanted to make, me making the impact, more importantly, that I wanted to make. So we knew something needed to change. And my dad had actually looked up like how to make your first ebook online. And he's like, hey, you should do this, blah, blah, blah. So I wrote my first ebook, and that led to, I think I could do my first e-course. And that's how everything started to snowball. So yeah.
That's awesome. That is so fantastic. I think a lot of people can relate to that as well. I mean, personally, I'm still in a 9-to-5, and I feel a lot of the same way, where I feel like I know this isn't really what I want to do. I don't feel that that's what I'm called to do. I don't, and having those doubts and fears and things, and knowing that like there's something better out there, and seeing someone who's actually made that jump is so inspiring. because a lot of us are so scared to be like, so what's going to happen? Like, how do I do that? And again, that just kind of constant fear of, I'm just not sure. And that's so inspiring to know someone who's, taking that leap and is securely, in their business and making such a huge impact as well. Having a Facebook group and a podcast. I mean, again, you're all about that visibility, but at the same time, again, you're out there, and that's awesome.
And it is a scary thing, isn't it? And I, in a way, wish that I would have, the way I transitioned is my show came to an end and I decided to just not go on to another show. So it's a little different than what other people encounter, but you have a full, like, you're so smart to do it this way, because for me, it took a full year for me to figure out what's my niche, what's my impact going to be. It wasn't like I woke up one day and was like, oh, I'm a visibility expert, At first I thought I was going to be a health coach. Then I thought I was going to, do more service-based stuff. So it takes a while to figure out who you are. And it is such a personal journey that also has a lot of transformation. It's not like, oh, okay, I'll just do all my work online. Being an entrepreneur is one of the hardest things out there because it's 80% self-work, right? So I think that you're really smart doing it the way that you're doing it. And, you just wait until that right time when your gut tells you, okay, I'm ready. And then it's like, okay, we're going to jump and see what happens.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely jumping that ship and just taking the leap, and completely. Definitely. That's awesome.
And guys, I apologize. They're doing some work outside my house. So that's what that like crazy yelling and hammering is. I'm not like hiding someone in my closet, just so you'll know.
That's totally okay. A couple of weeks ago, I was trying to video chat with somebody and they were laying asphalt down in my apartment complex.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like trying to find a corner in my apartment where you would not hear it over the video. I was not successful.
Like in your closet, under a blanket, like, can you hear me now? Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
I understand. I totally understand.
Exactly, yeah. That struggle is so real. But no, it's totally cool. It's totally okay. So tell us what you're going to talk about. I think I have an idea. Because you said one main word, but tell us, what are you going to talk about?
I know. It's like, what is this word, this mysterious word? We're going to dive really deep into visibility. So, of course, I'll tell you some of the strategies that you can start implementing into your business to start stepping forward and being more visible. But I also want to get to the heart of why you may feel like you just physically cannot hit that live, hit the record button, choose your brand colors, do your photo shoot, any of it. Why the idea of it is paralyzing, makes you break out in hives or start sweating, or where you just wake up in a month and you look back and you've accomplished nothing. So I think it's really important to dive into both aspects of visibility, both the visible stuff, but also the heart stuff. Because once you start feeling those shifts and realize how powerful you are and the unique message that you have and why you were put here on this planet, all of those other barricades start coming down and you'll find yourself hitting that live, hitting that record with less and less fear. So that's what we're going to be talking about in our session. I'm really excited.
Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. I mean, even for like me personally, I know I speak a lot for myself, but at the same time, I know there's a lot of people who are afraid, and it could just be that, like you said, that photo shoot. It could just be going live. It could be so many things. I was so scared to go live until I did my first webinar, and I was like, okay, I have to go live. Like, it just has to happen. I'm either going to come off as like super dorky, or I'm just going to come off like in my own way, and it just ended up happening. But it's so true. I mean, it's that underlying fear, and then once you do it, it makes the world a difference, because then you can look back and be like, oh my gosh, now I'm not afraid to go live,
Yeah, and I mean, some people are very like outgoing personalities, so it's literally just a little bit of a hang up, a little bit of a nerve situation. But I mean, I run a Comfy on Camera challenge in my Facebook group, and where people can practice their live streams. I've had women that break out in hives. I've had women that have anxiety attacks, panic attacks. I have so many women who have gone through so much that they see going live or getting on video as, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not talented enough, I don't have enough to offer, I'm not smart enough. Like, the list goes on. And we've all been there at some point of our lives. And so that's why I think it's so important to dive into this deeper stuff, because strategy is easy. Like, the tech easy, right? But if you have those kinds of barriers, I like to say it puts up, like in film, the more layers of glass you have in your lens, the more blurry the image. So your fears, your setbacks, whatever they are, they put those layers of glass between you and the person watching you. So as you deal with these fears, the layers get smaller and smaller until there's that beautiful, clear image of who you are. So it's the best feeling for me, especially by day 5, when women are voicing their fears and they're getting affirmations from other women in the group, lifting them up and saying, no, like these are your strengths, these are your talents. Like it's so obvious to us, but for a lot of times we don't see that in ourselves. So it's a really beautiful journey to go on that really affects how you come across on screen.
That is quite beautiful. I mean, again, to have that kind of support system and not just feeling like, I guess in that way, just, having that inadequacy and feeling like, like, what am I doing wrong? But then people having, cheering you up and holding you up and be like, no, you are great. You have a rockin' personality. You have a great smile and, you do all these great things. And that's, that's what keeps you going. And having that community is so incredibly important. That's what we really are really striving for with WECon, is being able to kind of grow that community and have that kind of area where people know that they can come to others and know that, it's not just about selling. It's not just about, it's literally that uplifting aspect of it, of being able to be like, hey, I know I struggled with that too. So let's help you get past that and let's work together. And then you got, Sally, Susie, and Sam, all of them have been through it too. And they're all there to support you too.
Oh yeah, I love what you guys are building. It's such a cool platform, and it's so needed right now. I mean, I don't think a lot of people, I'm not going to be specific, I don't think a lot of people intentionally build their platforms and groups in terms of creating space. Like, okay, if you're going to come into my group, it's because energetically, I want you to feel safe, supported. Whether or not you're buying from me, I'm giving value, you're receiving value, you're having mutual benefit going on in the group. So it's such a beautiful thing to see you guys doing that intentionally. I fully support it.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. And again, and it kind of came about where we started with the Facebook group, and we knew that, we wanted to have that very intentionally well known, that we wanted to build that support and have that empowerment, because I literally spent one night just going through Facebook groups trying to find that. And there's so many, I can't even remember how many I left, but at the same time, there's so many of them that was just like, all just post by one person. And that one person is just the group moderator just selling to you. I was like, no, this isn't what I'm looking for. And I couldn't find it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to create it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's a beautiful thing.
Definitely, yeah. And so at the end of the day, it just comes down to, if you see a need, you go for it and you make it happen. No matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing in your business, you just got to go for it. Even if you don't even think it's going to work, it will work. In its own time.
You never feel ready. You never feel like an expert. You never feel like, okay, I've completely mastered this skill, so now I can teach it to other people. I don't think anything stems from that. It stems from, I feel like I really need this. It doesn't exist. Well, I guess I'm going to create it even though I don't quite feel ready. That's how things start. So absolutely, my dear.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, I am just so excited. So what made you decide that you wanted to actually speak for WECon? Like, what was that driving point for you where you're like,
I think I was in your group already, and I saw the announcement and just kind of stalked you guys until you were accepting speakers. I thought it was such a great opportunity being able to bring women together and help address these huge pain points, because a lot of, summits you're a part of or conferences or whatever, it is more of that pitch mentality, or, okay, this is how you build your business, and it's all the technical stuff, and it doesn't really get to the heart of the issue. So I really love that you guys are creating that space, that you're choosing your speakers intentionally to be able to fit into this grander scheme of up-leveling your life, your heart, your business all together. So that's why I stalked you both.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. No, it's totally okay. Because, that's what I've heard the same response too. Like, oh, I stalked you. And I'm like, oh boy, what'd you find?
This is the only industry where that's really flattering, right?
Right, exactly. Literally, because I guess quote unquote the normal world, that would be pretty much just very
creepy.
Pretty much creepy. Yeah, definitely. Creepy. And now it's like, oh my gosh, you were on my Instagram, my Twitter, and my Pinterest. I feel loved.
Right? Oh my gosh, I was at a dinner thing last night and Melissa Griffin showed up and I was like, ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And my husband's next to me, he's like, play it cool, play it cool. And I'm like, I'm really trying. This hurts me. I just want to tell her how much I've stalked her. Like, it's true. It's like, it's flattering in this business. Isn't that a beautiful thing?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely the one time that you can definitely do creepy things and it's okay.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, stalk away. But that's, I mean, that's how you build relationships, especially in
Yeah,
this industry. It's not like, oh, hey, you and I are going to go meet for a coffee. It's like, we're across the United States from each other. So
right.
this is how you find your people and hunt them down and make them your friends.
Completely. Yes, totally. That's how you gotta do it. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So I guess let's close it with this. So what would you say would be like your, if you had to pick like your number one, like most famous saying in regards to visibility and like just in a little cupful, what would you say would be like the most important thing to like remember? Besides the fear, because we talked about the fear.
Yeah. Oh, that's a hard one. It has to do with visibility, of course, but it mainly has to do with where you're at in your life. Probably the quote that I say the most is, you are 100% responsible for who you are and where you're at. And
Yes.
it's a hard one because a lot of us, especially if we're in issue or we're in fear or anger or whatever, we're in more of that victim mentality because so-and-so hurt me, or I had this happen in my past, or I can't get on camera because so-and-so doesn't believe in me. And that is such a powerless position that once you like swallow that truth of, okay, I'm the 100% responsible, this is my life, and, you know, throw the hissy fit that you want to, we all have, then you can actually start taking action to start changing, getting into growth instead of protect mode, and actually moving forward, not only in your life, but in your business. And that's, I think, the breakthrough that helps people to actually book that photo shoot, get on that live, or make that video.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that is so good to close with, especially considering, you know, again, it does come down to you, especially when a lot of people, you know, you are your business. That's it. It's just you,
Yeah.
you know? And, you
Mm-hmm.
know, obviously taking that responsibility and taking that charge and just going for it is so important, especially when you're an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. It's like right now I'm learning ClickFunnels. I'm transferring my business to ClickFunnels. It's terrifying. It makes me
Oh,
want to pee my pants and run naked screaming down the street, right? But I sit down 2 hours a day, figure this out, move this course over, okay, step away, because at the end of the day, I chose this. No one
yeah.
like put a gun to my head and said, okay, you have to do ClickFunnels. It was my
Right.
choice. So I have to face that overwhelm and just go, okay, just a little bit every day, but I have to take action every day. Otherwise nothing happens, right? So it's very true.
Exactly. Oh, so good, so good. Oh my gosh. Well, I am so excited to hear what you have to say. You have an hour to be able to share all your goodness.
Dun, dun,
And just so
dun.
everybody knows, you can catch Michelle. She's going to be speaking on Friday.
Woo!
And it's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because that's the time frame I'm in. But it's
Yeah,
going to be
girl.
like 5 p.m. like CST, and I don't know the other
I
time
think
zones. But
3 p.m. PST. Yeah.
there you go. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 3 p.m. 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. You're bound
Mm-hmm.
to catch her, no
Yeah,
matter
that
what
was
time
a
zone you're in.
good time. A little dance party to kick us off, right? A
Oh
little
yeah, for
breather about
sure.
half an hour in so we can all and then move on. It's gonna be great.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, I am just so excited. Is there anything else that you would like to say or add or share with anybody?
I think we covered a lot of bases, but ultimately, I think for this summit, this is one that I really believe in, and I don't say that a lot. I think that if you really want to feel that camaraderie and that experience that you're not alone and be ministered to, like this is a time for you to come in and actually feel ministered to, mind, body, and spirit, and business. That doesn't happen
Definitely.
often, so I would just encourage you guys to take full advantage.
Yeah, and also too to kind of go on with that, we're going to be releasing the full schedule super duper soon. It's going to be going on the website and everyone, so that way you guys can check out all the different topics, see when everyone is speaking, and kind of get a dose, a little bit of tidbit, so that way you can get a little tidbit of exactly what's going to be going
A
on.
little
So.
tasting, a little cheese board before the wine is delivered. I love it.
Exactly. Yes. All right. Perfect. Well, thank you everyone for joining in. If you guys have any questions, feel free to just shoot them in the comments below. If not, I hope everyone has a fantastic night.
Bye. See you guys
Bye,
later.
guys.
Night.